Well, let's head down back to Ryan, who's getting in amongst the Glasgow Warriors players again.
Right, hold on, I need to take this bloke over here. Come with me, Cogsy, come with me, boy, because I don't know if you've left it till now on purpose. You've just equalled this man's record of 54 tries. Why did you leave it till now, till he was here? Did you want it just to rub it in his face?
Just rub it in, you know. Make sure the old man's back to watch it happen, but nah, excuse me, it's so good to have all these boys back, you know. I was getting a bit nervous, more that we're going to let them down if we didn't win that game, so to get over the line in front of them, it's really special.
DTH, what did it feel like watching him just equal that record? You were worried it was going to be a hooker or something. At least it's George Horn.
No, at least it's George Horn. Honestly, the first thing I did there, I was just like, where's Horny? Where's Pete, his brother? And he was sitting 2 seats from me, and I was like, I really hope he beats it tonight. I really was cheering hard for him to beat it tonight. It would have been special, even better, right?
I would have got another, but Steno went himself, the cheeky. Have you been paying him off? What the hell's all about?
Oh, boys, I'm going to head over here. Apologies for this man's bad language. Oh, yeah, you know, we've got to do that. I'm going to grab Big Tom and John. Here he is. I know, he hates it. He hates it. Shonne, back out there.
So grateful to be there.
It's been a long time. It's what, over a year?
15 months been away. Can't even get my lungs there.
Oh, I know. Well, do you remember last week when I looked out the balcony out there and I saw you doing a Bronco?
Don't tell them.
But it felt good, and you're back in fine form.
It felt good to be back with the boys. I'm so happy. Like it's been like up and down through like my rehab stuff. Like I know I've been away so long. Like. Hey, no more than that, so happy.
And now you're back, and guess what? Sean Maitland's up there, he's looking after you. We'll go get one more, why not? Have a little wander. Oh, this man. Yeah, well, hold on. Sorry, I'm grabbing him before. The TV's far more important. Mate, came on, absolute beast. Were you just trying to prove a point to say, hold on, Xander's away in Dubai and his budgie smugglers? You were like, right, I'm here, I'm going to show the impact.
No, I just knew that I was on holiday next week, so I had to pitch up this week. No, it was class. I was really excited to come back, and the boys had a great week, and yeah. Sketchy at times, but we made it through.
It was sketchy, yeah. I know you didn't need to do that to us. We were all sat up there. We did the job over Munster back in 2015, and for a moment it started to get away from you, but the boys pulled it back. So we're just going to say thank you very much on behalf of the 2015 squad for doing the job.
Yeah, we were a little worried with you boys watching actually that it'd be quite awkward celebrating you lot and we lose at home. So, but no, the boys put in a hell of a shift, and we're so happy to have you lads back here.
Well, make sure you enjoy your holiday, big boy. Where are you off to?
To Dubai.
Oh, gosh, you can't hide money. Send this back to the studio.
Alongside me, Franco Smith, and the boys, of course, as well. Franco, that was not an easy fixture out there tonight by any stretch of the imagination. Munster out in front for so much of that match, but crucially, you snuck the win. What did you make of it?
Yeah, again, it's fortunately we got it done this time around, even if we made it hard for ourselves again. Obviously Munster quality outfit. We all know that. We all know there's a bit more bite in this fixture every year. So I thought we were our own enemies for most of it, but I'm really happy that we could win, even if it wasn't our best performance.
Certainly. John, you look too cold to talk right now.
No, I was just going to ask, what do you put the lack of cohesion down to, Franco? Because I know Munster were very good. They brought a lot of line speed, put a lot of pressure at the breakdown as well. Is it too simple to say it was them, or is it a case of a bit of rustiness from not playing a huge amount of rugby together?
Yeah, well, obviously we had 21, 22 boys away with the national team for most of the time. They only came back in on Monday. We had basically 2 sessions leading up to this game, and tried with the selection to get enough continuity from what we've had, through the locks and the front row maybe. And then obviously we need to add these boys to gel again. It was a different system, different way of training, different preparation for a long time for them. And now next week the rest of the boys will come back and we'll probably face the same challenges. But along with that, all these teams that have started off tonight would have not had the opportunity to play together. No warm-up games, as we say, after the bit of a break from this competition. So, no, a lot of reasons, but it all comes down to get the rustiness away and roll out a better performance next time.
I know you're not going to answer this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. I just want to know what you said at half-time, because obviously a couple of changes at half-time. I thought Gregor Brown and Matt Ferguson came on and made a massive difference, but you wouldn't have been very happy at half-time given some of the lack of urgency around the play.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't put it down to urgency. I think people were just off it a little bit, for the reasons just said. But No, there was always part of the plan to introduce these boys in the second part of the game, but obviously the halftime chat helps.
And obviously not being the most fluid Glasgow performance we're seeing, as you said, 11 points down with 15 minutes to go. How your side saw out the remainder of that period, you must be very happy with that.
Yeah, especially missed touch 3 times from penalties, and then ended up upping the tempo anyway. We lost the gain line most of the time tonight. I thought Munster's defence was excellent. Couldn't get our attack shape flowing for again various reasons. But credit to Munster as well. They're a top team. They are well drilled, well coached. The attack shape they run is tight and it's precise. It challenges defences. So no, I mean, again, it's not a Mickey Mouse team that we've played tonight. It's a quality group of players, and we'll take that compliment in winning anyway tonight.
Ryan, anything to add?
No, I thought it was really well put, and we can finish it there.
You're here to talk.
No, I just want to get out there and celebrate with the 2015 boys. Let me go.
I'm sure Franco does as well. I'm sure Franco does as well.
Can we all hurry up and get off air?
Right, okay, well, I've been given the nod to say thank you very much for joining us, and well done. Are you going to enjoy a couple of beers with the boys tonight?
Yes, I'm definitely going to have one. I will not.
He's so sensible, isn't he? Unlike that one down the end there.
He's not that sensible. I was there, URC winning over in Pretoria. He's not that sensible.
Don't give the secrets away now. That's not fair. On that note, anyway, great to see you. Thank you very much, Franco. All the very best next week. We'll see you then.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a million, Franco.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
See you up there.
See that, Ryan Wilson?
What, you want me to come with you? Okay.
Trying to get out of the end of the show and trying to get him into trouble. Terrible.
No, it wasn't. It was a joke. He wasn't out of order at all. He was absolutely fine. He'll be happy with that. It was like towards the end, I was worried. Those 3 missed touch penalties.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what happened there? And surely that's concerning.
I just think Case might have forgotten to tie his boots up because
on the wrong feet.
On the wrong feet.
Well, Duncan missed 2. Duncan Weir missed 2. Then Hastings missed 1. You're thinking, what? And then
so
this line out.
Look at that second half, and actually Glasgow controlled the game, but had so many mistakes. So I think Munster fell off a little bit towards that second half. But
Glasgow got good impetus off the bench. I thought, Ferguson comes on. You could see the power in the carries. There was a shift in the swing, I suppose, and the momentum, and Munster's bench potentially didn't have that same impact as they would have liked. And it told in the end. I suppose the better side won. They fought till the very end, and it's a valuable victory for them. But Munster can still be proud to come away with something, and not the result they wanted, but they still come away.
Indeed, but let's run through exactly what happened in that second half, because, I mean, John, you said that Franco Smith needed to speak to the boys, which he did, but in fact it was Munster who came out with yet another try from O'Brien here.
Yeah, and all the work was done by Farrell. Just we talked about it in commentary, the work of the Fend. O'Brien's still got a lot of work to do, but this is just... it's fantastic attack. You see how condensed the pods are there. The ball movement's fantastic. Attack in space. This is very stoppable from a Glasgow point of view as well. It's great attack, but actually, when they do the debrief on the Monday, Peter Murchie's looking at that thinking that try could have been stopped on a couple of occasions. But that was kind of the story of the game. It wasn't a classic by any stretch of the imagination. There was lots of errors with the ball and without the ball. It was entertaining all the same, but a lot of rust from both sides with and without the ball.
Yeah, certainly. But then from a Glasgow perspective, you touched on the bench before. They really did make a massive impact. Matt Fagerson as well, clearly excited to get on his holiday next week, put in a great performance here in the second half.
That's all you've got to do is just guarantee the boys with a holiday, and then they turn up like this. He did really well, and he was hungry. You could see it. He came on the field and made such an impact. The way he carried, the way he just wanted to get after some ball carries and make sure he earned a well-earned rest. But the same with Gregor Brown, and I think that you heard there from Franco. He mentioned, the way that he used the bench. It was a tactic. He wanted to use it at the right time, and he had some freshness on there that he knew that if he brought it on at the right time, it could bring a little bit more of a punch, and it certainly did. And it's a really well taken try.
And the tap and goes off of penalties that they were receiving, and they stuck with it all night, and it told in the end. It was the crucial one, and it's credit to them. They didn't shy away from their philosophy of play quick at all times, and the one that Munster just slipped off on paid the price. So credit to Glasgow.
It was then 4-point game with 10 minutes to go. Nathan Macbeth getting over the line there. That just seemed to be so crucial. But I mean, goodness me, how many phases did we go through here?
Well, and how many penalties did they give away? I mean, there must have been a yellow card coming, because there must have been about 4 or 5 different penalties just in this passage of play. But again, they're just really patient. The build-up to this was brilliant. There was loads of little pick and goes. Johnny Matthews was involved in about 3 or 4 of the plays, and then they managed to sneak that in. It's a really good little tactic, isn't it, Bart? Just to sneak in towards the post. He gets a good latch from Ewan Ferry, I think it is. And they go over for that really important try, and that got the crowd on their feet.
And that's where Munster found joy in the first half, and were able to pile the pressure on Glasgow. As Paul O'Connell used to always say, in that area of the field, the opposition don't need to miss a tackle for us to score. You just keep itching away yard after yard after yard, and it paid in the end, and credit to them. Yeah, they varied their game at times really well when they were able to hold on to it. Munster did well defensively, but yeah, Glasgow mixing and matching well.
OK, well, let's actually get some Munster reaction. I think it was Rory Hamilton who caught up with Ian Costello.
Ian, that one must hurt, to have led for so long in the game and to lose it late. Did you deserve more than the point that you take back home?
Well, we're gutted, I suppose, with the result. Look, they're a quality side. They play really good rugby, and on paper they were really strong tonight, and they really delivered, especially in that last 20 minutes. So very disappointed with the result and the outcome, but we look for a reaction, we look for a response, and there were some elements in that performance that were, you know, miles ahead of where we were a couple of weeks ago, and so it should have been. So yeah, really gutted that we couldn't finish off the job, and there was just a few inaccuracies around things like the breakdown, I think, that gave them that momentum in that last quarter.
This is such a tough place to come. Did you get everything that you asked for from your players?
Yeah, a huge amount of effort, work rate, fight, character. You know, that response, that reaction that we look for after a really disappointing performance against Edinburgh. We'll look back and we'll think there was a couple of naive moments where maybe we should have kicked, or we made some decisions that you know, probably put pressure on us. And then from a technical point of view, they hurt us at the breakdown. And that probably killed our momentum in attack and gave them that foothold in the second half. So they'll be the things that we look back at. But yeah, in terms of effort and what the boys put into it, we couldn't ask for more.
Connacht next is going to be really interesting. That sort of race for the top 8 is getting really, really tight. But I can imagine that pressure, and off the back of a performance like that, it drives the standard.
Yeah, well, I think tonight was very much about a performance. It had to be a long way ahead of our last one, and next week's a bit unique. We play Connacht in a ground that, you know, they've never played before. Massive atmosphere, sellout, and it's a huge derby game. And now we're all vying for that top 8 spot, so it's got tight. Pressure's on, we'll embrace it, and we got to build on what we did tonight and get a result next week.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's it for it.
Yeah, Rory talking about the race to 8 there, and actually it feels like a double whammy for Munster, because not only did they lose a match that they were leading for quite a bit, they slipped down the table by 1 place as well. Would that feel like a double whammy to them?
No, I think that if you're looking at the table, potentially, but I think they'll take a lot of pride in that performance. Defensively, they really, really stood up and caused Glasgow a lot of problems. And then when they did have the ball, there was more impetus in their carries. There was a change in the mindset rather, from going through the motions and that kind of static carrying of the ball. They were really punching onto their carries, and the mindset shift, the physicality brought today, I think they have a lot to build on for sure. But it's a huge test next week. Now this match is unbelievably important to Munster's season, and it'll be a fine test, to be fair, up in Galway. Or in Connacht rather.
The wind's worse than here, no?
Yeah, potentially, yeah. It's not in the sports grounds, it's in a GA stadium, so it should make for an incredible atmosphere. It's going to be a sellout, and it's a must-win game now, you'd imagine. So, yeah, Munster tend to do well under pressure, so the confidence they'll take from that performance, coming here and putting up a performance like they did, going into next week, should bode well.
For Glasgow as well, we speak all season long about the depth of the squad. What will Franco take from that in terms of selection next week? It's never easy at this point of the season.
Yeah, it's not, but he mentioned he's going to get a load of players back. You know, Xander Fagerson's away, that Jack Dempsey, I don't know how far away Jack might be. A lot of guys coming back. Tom Jordan, I don't know how far. You know, Sione Tuipulotu is going to be out for a little bit longer as well. So they've got a lot of quality coming back into that team. So you'll have that luxury of dropping guys in, dropping guys out, and building that squad depth and rotating the guys, keeping them fresh, so that when you get to the run into the end of the season, they got as many players fit and healthy and firing on all cylinders.
Absolutely. Ryan, has this been a special day for you? going down memory lane?
Yeah, no, it was brilliant. It started last night. It was fantastic, great event, and genuinely like seeing all the boys and you know getting that opportunity to go out on the pitch and the fans clap us out and stuff. And then I got some bum taps in there where the boys came out. You like that?
I like that. You like that?
I loved it. But it has been special. And at one point I thought that Munster were going to ruin the party, but they haven't. Glasgow pulled through. They kept us on our toes, and the boys did a good job. So they roll into next week. It's a big game. They've obviously got some huge games coming up here. Lions next week, and then they roll into the round of 16 in the Champions Cup against Leicester. So it's it's a big few weeks ahead for Glasgow Warriors, but a bigger evening out for me and the 2015 group.
Yeah, I thought you might say that, that's for sure. On that note, let's remind you what is coming up this weekend in terms of URC coverage. It's Benetton versus Edinburgh tomorrow on Premier Sports 2. Dragons take on Ulster. That's also on Premier Sports 2. Ospreys take on Connacht tomorrow on Premier Sports 1. And then Glasgow Warriors take on the Lions here at Scotstoun Stadium next Saturday on Premier Sports 1. But from all of us here at Scotstoun Stadium, thank you so much for joining us. Another victory for Glasgow Warriors. Have a lovely evening and goodbye.